Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Alpha Central titled Wife Has Severe Meltdown After Her Divorce Plan Backfires. You know, it's nice to see justice being served every once in a while. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comment, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
Just got evicted. I don't have nowhere to go.
That's not my problem, bro. You can find you somewhere else to go.
Move in. I done brought all my shit.
My son can come, but you can't come.
I'm definitely coming. Are you kidding me?
Go to your man house.
What the fuck you doing me like this? You acting like you don't know who I am. I done brought all my shit over here.
You got bags and shit, pillows. I don't give a fuck. Hey, take your ass to the Salvation Army.
I don't have nowhere to go.
Go to the shelter. Go somewhere, but you can't be here. Get the fuck off my step. What the fuck?
And now what if I sleep on this motherfucker?
Hey, that's your problem. You better call your man.
I'm not going nowhere.
No. Hey, that's not my problem, bro. No. Yes, bye.
What?
If she tries to sleep on his porch, he can have her arrested for trespassing, and considering how she's acting, nobody would blame him if he tried to do that.
What's your age?
52.
Are you currently single?
I am.
Why is that the case?
That's a really long story. Very long.
It's really not that long of a story. It's a safe assumption that she got a divorce about 5 or 6 years ago and is still feeling the deep sting of regret for doing something so foolish.
So you were married before?
I was married. I have 3 children, and I've been divorced for 14 years.
But married for how long at the time?
12 and a half.
So how do you kill a 12-year marriage? What happened?
Oh boy. I want to say that it got killed and it wasn't by me, but stuff happens. But we have 3 amazing children, so we did something right.
So what made you give up in the end?
Yeah, I had no choice.
She's being vague because she obviously threw out the marriage on the grounds that she was unhappy, quote unquote, and blamed the husband for not making her feel in love every single day of the year.
It was for the best. Things were going on, and I had babies, and he was going one direction, I was going another, and we just weren't on the same page anymore.
What's your expectation for the men that you see and you date?
Very high. My expectations are very high. That's why I'm single.
You don't want to get remarried?
I would if I met the right person, but my standards are very high, and I'm a very independent woman. I'm not going to settle for just any man, and I don't really need to be in a relationship. I'm happy being alone.
By saying that she had no choice, apparently, but to divorce her husband clearly just means that she had a choice, multiple in fact, and she decided to throw out the marriage anyway for the pettiest of reasons.
Is this you?
I'd love to be like, I do really like you. I'm just busy with a lot on my plate right now. I'm like, you mean the other girls on your roster? Yeah. No, I'm sure dating 13 women does keep you busy. I get it. Dating in this day and age is not like, is he seeing other women? It's like, I know he's seeing other women, but am I his favorite? Am I in the top 3? I don't need to be the only woman. In fact, I don't even need to be number 1. Top 3 is good. I'm happy. Like I'm comfy at 2. I'm comfy at number 2.
This woman would actually rather be in Chad's roster as the 2nd or 3rd best woman, as opposed to being number 1 to an average guy who's not interested in sleeping around. There is absolutely no saving any of these women.
People are like, never let a man show you twice that he's not into you. And I'm like, twice is in 2 times? That's rookie numbers. That's light work. I don't even start liking him until he's shown me 5 to 10 times that he's not into me. And then I'm like, I have to have him. I have to prove to myself that I'm lovable by getting this man who clearly doesn't like me to like me.
So not only is she fine with being Chad's number 3, she's also willing to give him multiple chances to treat her like dirt in the hopes that next time he'll change his mind. Her insanity is just absolutely crazy.
Can someone tell me why dating in your 30s is so bad?
The answer is relatively simple. If a woman is single in their 30s, there's typically a reason, and that reason usually revolves around emotional damage, high standards, or a decade's worth of binge drinking.
It's because you're in your 30s, love. You haven't got it anymore. It's not getting better. This is a map of just your overall value to other people in the dating market. The girl value starts off pretty high at 18, peaks at 22. That's the age that men of all ages prefer, is 22. and it just goes down pretty quick on the way to 30 and 40 and then stays low. You'll notice that there are 3 colors here. The men get 3 lines. We have privileges. This is for male physical attractiveness. Not a lot of women are really into 18-year-old boys. Some are, but most are not.
Modern women never seem to realize that the attention they get when they're younger has nothing to do with their personality whatsoever. It has everything to do with their youth and desirability, and as these women get older, they tend to have not much to offer in the personality department, so dudes just tend to overlook them.
So men peak in physical attractiveness at about age 27, and they start to decline too, just like women, but a couple years later. But also, women are interested in men for money. And men tend to accumulate money as they age, which gives men an extra boost. So this is their overall attractiveness. Like, this is when a guy is most physically attractive, and this is when he gets financially, like, probably at the top, around 40, somewhere around there, making him the most attractive as a dating partner, as someone to date, dating partner, at somewhere between 27 and the time that he gets as rich as he's going to get. It's just rough in grown-up land.
It's amazing how much more desirable a man gets once he has a whole bunch of money. Isn't that interesting? But that's also unsurprising. Modern women try to chase money the same way they try and chase Chad. These women love to post cringe videos like this because they think that they're going to get showered with attention and support, but they forget that the internet is filled with people with absolutely zero filters.
Single.
And hit on by married men.
Are you dating any of the married men?
No, I just found out they were married, and I can tell you how to spot them.
Okay, is it the ring?
No.
Is that usually the way?
They never wear rings.
They take it off. Okay, longest relationship?
That one's a hard one to answer because you can say, it's over! You try and cut ties, and you're serious. You look them straight in the eye, and you go, it's done.
Whenever these women don't want to answer the question, they think they can just distract you with a massive word salad, but it honestly never works. If the question isn't answered, men won't stop asking until the question is actually answered.
It's over. Bye-bye.
And then you keep for 3 months.
No, they come back around.
You got to count the 3 months.
They go,
you don't count
I was in the area. You were in the area.
Yeah, I'm not looking for like year, month, day, just like an approximation, like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, longest relationship.
You can't even count it because it just kept going on even though you cut it off.
Yeah, you can't just count. So if it was like on again, off again, give me the years.
I can't even think of the years. I can't remember that
Was
far
Friends
back.
on TV? Was Bill Clinton the president?
Yeah, at one point he was.
You dated
then
Bill
he kept
Clinton.
going all
Did you date
the
Bill
way.
Clinton?
No.
Would you?
He thought he was.
Oh.
He freaking thought he was.
She knows exactly how long this thing went on for. She just doesn't want to admit it because it went on for longer than it should have, because she didn't want the situationship to be over.
Now, if I had to take a guess, it's just the whole facts are more widely available now. I can just go on your IG. There it is. Oh. And if you can't tell the IG, they're bound to pull the script.
I don't go out a lot. Like, I don't go to parties a lot or whatever. That's just because, like, I don't really like...
Listen, honey, I was born on a day, but it wasn't yesterday.
Modern women love to tell on themselves through social media posts, and yet if a man searches her Instagram, then he's an insecure spy who is incapable of handling a quote-unquote real woman who's on a healing journey.
Have you ever considered the possibility you might end up a lonely old cat lady?
I have. I think about it every day. It's so hard to get someone who understands you. And
why are the women who say they won't settle okay with settling for living and dying alone with a dozen cats?
There's going to be a huge TikTok trend in 15 years of modern women showing off their armies of cats to the world, but they will still insist that they are not old cat ladies.
because during all their life they think they deserve better, and the years pass and then they end up being alone.
Because you'll have peace. Your peace of mind is priceless.
Well, yeah, but why would women who can't have everything choose to settle for nothing?
Because that's not nothing. Like, you have yourself. Like, sometimes if you get the wrong man, it just chips away at you, and you be like, I'll just rather deal with my cats than to be doing all this work.
Not only are these women incapable of feeling peace, they will intentionally destroy what peace they have if it means feeling any form of emotion, and at the end of the day, they'll only have the cats for company.
I emasculated my ex-husband 3 specific ways: control, criticism, and comparison. I was in control of everything. I controlled how the dishes went in. If he loaded the dishwasher and it wasn't good enough, the way he was going to lead our team, it wasn't good enough. The way he managed everything wasn't good enough. Nothing he did was ever good enough. And then I let him know out loud, like I criticized everything that he did and told him how it should have been done better. And perfection was the standard that I held for him, so nothing was ever good enough.
She is proudly proclaiming that she made her ex-husband's life a living hell just for the sake of making it a living hell, and then these same women wonder why men don't want to marry them anymore. It's crazy.
Because I was comparing me and him, and I had this self-righteous view of myself that I knew the way and my way was better, and nothing he ever did was enough. And eventually it created a man that was apathetic, that was resigned to not do anything. Why should he show up? If I'm gonna redo it, or if I'm gonna do it better, or if he's gonna get criticized, why should he show up? And then that caused further division in our relationship, because he would say that he was gonna do something and then just not.
Men who are invested in a long-term relationship will try and move mountains to make things work, but if he's with someone who's emasculating him at every turn, he will just shut down just as a form of self-preservation.
And it created this big void in respect. And where I got it wrong in the respect category was I was waiting for him to show up as perfect in order for me to begin to respect him. I didn't ever respect his effort. I didn't ever respect the progress. I didn't respect anything.
She must have missed the memo that was sent out to every single human being who's ever existed. Respect is not given, it is earned, and you don't earn a man's respect by emasculating him and constantly giving him crap for no reason.
You're running in a race. You passed the person in 3rd. What place are you in?
2nd.
What? Hi, ladies. What school do you go to?
West Virginia. West Virginia.
WVU. On a scale of 1 to 10, how smart are you?
Probably a 10.
A 10?
Yeah, probably like a 4.
A 4? Okay, what about you? How smart are you?
Solid 5.
What is 3 cubed?
Cubed?
Yeah, 3 to the 3rd power.
81. Yeah.
That's what you were gonna guess?
Yeah.
What were you gonna guess?
81.
What would you have guessed?
I'm brain dead right now.
They are probably top of their class in their master's degree program, and that's only a half joke.
Y'all got too many comments, and I cannot address the comments enough. Y'all bashing me about having 7 kids and looking for somebody to help take care of them. What is the issue? As a single woman, am I supposed to just give up on life and not want to find a man that's going to help me and my kids? And 4 of my kids have dads. It's literally just 3 that I'm looking for help with. That's it. But I'm going live tonight at 10 or 10:30 because we're going to get to the bottom of this, and I'm going to find me a man. Period.
She thinks it's totally reasonable for a single man to give up his financial security to take care of 7 children. I'll say that again, 7 children that aren't even his.
Accepting that you are most likely going to be alone for the rest of your life is a really hard pill to swallow. And it's not even because there's anything wrong with me or that I am not deserving. I'm just tired. I meet guys and I feel like I'm constantly looking for a reason to not trust them because I have never experienced a good man before. Like, I've never been in a good, healthy relationship. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know what to look for.
These women get so dramatic when it comes to their relationship failures. They love to use the most extreme words possible. They'll think they'll get sympathy. All it gets them is ridicule.
I don't know what is normal. I've never experienced normal. How am I supposed to know? And now I'm 37, and every man that I meet is disappointing and doesn't add value to my life, doesn't make me happy, and I just don't want to settle anymore. I I've been in so many relationships, long relationships, and no one has ever added value to my life or made me feel like I was enough. I mean, is there something wrong with me? I question it all the time, but I know that I'm just fucking traumatized.
How can her standards be high for a man when she doesn't even know what to look for in a man? She openly admitted to not even knowing if she had a good man or not, so the standards are completely pointless.
I thought for sure I was gonna be married and have a family, but now I'm so grateful that I didn't and have these other projects and passions that I've established on my own. So
when I left here, people said, why would you leave Miami? And my answer, it was difficult to describe, but I said, my soul was dying. Because
I felt that way in LA.
Oh my God, yes. You're evaluated so critically. And
then too, it's kind of fun when you like reach the top of everyone's standards and you're like, okay, f you, bye.
Women like this are in no position to talk about standards. Their standards don't matter. All that matters is if she meets the dude's standards, and most of the time, they epically fail at it.
Where I am right now, I know I'm kind of getting hit as if I am supposed to take a partner. I don't want it. I have so much calm. I have such a nice life.
Rebecca, you fascinate me. Here's my question for you.
Yes.
How many of your best friends, are married with kids?
I don't have a lot of best friends, but I know everybody who...
All your friends from high school, college, graduate school.
When I went back up,
if there's 100 of them, how many of them are married with kids?
From graduate school, they're mostly from other countries.
In general. She's stalling because she doesn't want to say all of them. She had several opportunities to start a family, and she blundered every single one. Now she's trying to cope and failing at that as well.
She doesn't compare herself, I think.
That's not my point, but
that's what I like.
It's not a comparison.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to say...
What's the numbers?
No, I see them, and they've grown, and they have other lives, and they have husbands, and this just isn't my life.
What percentage?
I think a lot of them do.
So 90+%?
I guess.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, all my best friends, and I have dozens until I grew up in Miami, all my friends, like 5% I'm still hanging with, we're going out, like 5%, meaning the other 95% are married with kids. So you're the anomaly. This is all I'm trying to say, is that you're successful, beautiful, and I don't need no man. I got my own thing.
What women fail to realize is how many advantages they have in the dating market, and yet we're seeing them all fail by the millions when it comes to finding people and starting families.
More young women need to get married at a younger age and start having kids. The single woman issue is one of the biggest issues facing the civilization. Yeah, we have more single women in the early 30s that are the most depressed, suicidal, anxious, lonely in America's history because there's a biological clock that's going on, and they realize that they're not going to be able to have kids and that they're not as desirable in the dating market or in the dating pool, and so they start to lash out on the rest of society by voting Democrat.
So date like you're gonna marry, I guess that's gonna be...
Well, yeah, just get married early. The problem with that statement is that men aren't willing to risk marriage anymore. Even if they meet a nice woman, the odds of getting absolutely devastated in divorce court renders marriage completely pointless.
Like, reject the siren song of modernity and have lots of kids. Like, being a partner at a local law firm actually isn't that big of a deal. Having 3 kids is a really big deal and will make you happier. And it's okay to be a stay-at-home mom. In fact, we need a lot of stay-at-home moms. And a lot of women want to be stay-at-home moms, and we have miserable women because we've been shuffling them into a corporate wasteland when in reality a lot of them don't find a lot of passion or fulfillment in that line of work. And who can blame them?
A lot of these women will say being a stay-at-home mother is nothing more than slavery. They will be unhappy taking care of their families and will only find satisfaction in a job, which makes next to no sense. Even if you allow these women to work until they're like 70, they will still be unhappy and look for a rich man to take care of them anyway so that they don't have to work.
How long do I have to keep doing this to make money off of this, bro? I have 100,000 followers on Instagram. I have 50,000 followers on TikTok. Nobody want to give me money. I don't want to start an only. My music career is trash. I have 40 monthly listeners. What the?
There's an easy solution to this problem, madam. It's called getting a job. It's a lot more reliable than trying to make a living on social media.
Women today think you can have it all, and they're not living that reality.
We're discussing things from a specific perspective and what society deems as it's all for women and men specifically.
When women say all, generally what they're talking about is they want a man who's financially successful, loyal, good looking, certain height, certain sex. disposition. He's a poet. He's an actor. He's also an undercover spy and everything else. And no, you don't get that because you can't have it all. It makes no more sense than one person trying to think they can get everything from you.
Her argument is pure nonsense. It's obvious that modern women want the types of men that Kevin just described, but they'll never admit it because that would mean that they are wrong, and they refuse to be wrong about absolutely anything.
Well, I also don't believe that you can get everything that you need from one individual. I think that's a fallacy that romanticism has created. Also, when you say it all, you were speaking about from a romantic part.
Okay, however you define all, you can't have it. Unless all is just you. If all has to do with any other human being, you cannot have it all. Give you a case in point. Halle Berry, for years, arguably one of the most beautiful women, miserable as French toast. Why? This woman right here should be able to have it all, right? Beautiful, acclaimed actress, rich, successful, can't keep a man, and complaining about child support and family court. And the list goes on. Why do modern women, the notion of having it all is, with respect, it's a childish notion because kids want it all. Adults are supposed to realize you can't. You have to make choices.
When women talk about wanting it all, it's usually a one-way ticket to misery because the things that they get with their money isn't going to give them what they need.
Remember this girl? She accused a man of her in a parking lot. She said that she got out of her vehicle. Dude came up, grabbed her, and tried to pull her pants down and do stuffs to her. That man spent 31 days sitting in jail while his family was out here struggling on the streets until the cops did their due diligence and went and checked the surveillance cameras and saw that none of that ever happened. Police went back to the woman and they confronted her, and she said that she decided she was going to do that because she thought he looked creepy. They charged the woman, released the man, and the woman was just sentenced to 45 days in jail. Trying to ruin a man's life and put him in prison for years. Innocent man with a wife and 2 kids. Yet all that they gave her was 45 days.
It's incredibly offensive that a woman can get away with this. Even when that man has been exonerated of those crimes, the public is still going to see him as a monster. 45 days isn't nearly enough for that woman, in my opinion.
You've gone through a divorce. I just need to know, does it get easier? Does it get easier being without your kids? Because all I can do every time is cry.
You know, I see these videos and I genuinely feel for the people in them. And I can tell you right now, no, it doesn't get easier. If anything, it gets harder. I know, I've been there. There were many times I dropped my kids back off to their mother and pulled off to the side of the road shortly thereafter to cry my eyes out. It never got easier in the 18-odd years that I had to go through it. I genuinely feel for this young lady, and I'm sorry to tell her, no, it doesn't get any easier. But let's not forget, it's not just the moms that go through this. The dads do every bit as much.
But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.